So this is another one of those where I'm asking you to give me more than just 1 minute. Okay, so give me a couple, settle down and listen, because we're working from the bottom of the body all the way up to the top. But today we're focusing on your wrists and hands. Now, the bones in your feet and your hands make up most of the 206 bones in the body. In fact, you've got 27 bones in each hand. And that's not including any ligaments and muscles and like a fascia that you have on the palms of the hands and stuff, which all need to be exercised. But the way to do it so that you do it gently is by doing it the Pilates way, of course. So first of all, if you want to work into the tendons on the side, a lot of people say, oh, but I've got such weak wrists, I can't sit with my hands like this on the floor. Number one, try and get the whole hand flat onto the ground, pressing into the fingers, not just into the heel of the palm, okay, because you put too much pressure onto the wrist that way. So try and get that feeling of pushing your fingers into the mat as well and spread them out so you get equal movement over both hands. These exercises to work into the side of the wrists, okay, first of all, you want to get your elbows down onto the floor, hands facing each other, thumbs up. And you're just going to keep the heel of the palm, the side of your palm on the floor, and you're just lifting up the elbows, keeping the fingers stretched. You'll feel it working both sides of the tendon on either side, and release. And you take it up slowly, press it up. As you exhale, hold, take a deep breath in, and then lowering it down. So that's to work tendons on either side of the wrist, okay? Then you want to get into the fingertips themselves. So you can bring it up into like what I call spidey sense. Okay, so you bring your fingers up. Remember how I used to sit there and say, this is a spider doing a push-up on a mirror? That's the kind of thing you want to do. And you can do this against a wall as well. Just strengthening those fingers. So pull them right up and pushing them back out again. Okay, that's a nice little one. It works into the fascia on the inside of your palm and gets all the little phalanges moving. Got lots of phalanges, don't forget that. The one I like, which actually works a muscle in your arm and also de-stresses across your shoulder blades while working into the back of your hands, is doing it like this. So you want to put your hands flat onto the ground, okay? Thumbs are touching, elbows are down. Now you want to keep the thumbs there and you press up onto the back of the hands and you hold it there. At the same time, without taking your hands off the floor, you're just going to rotate inwards so you get that lovely stretch and it'll work this little muscle. So you're pressing up onto the back of the hands and then rotate them inwards and it pulls right across the shoulder blades. It's one of the best stretches. And then you're lowering it down and you're pressing it up, rotating those elbows inwards so you're going to get that kind of movement happening into the arm, and lower and pressing it up and rotating inwards and lower. Okay. So those are the ones that you can use just to loosen up the wrists. When it comes to push-ups, you can always do them like this, or do them on your fists, okay, which will strengthen your arms as well as strengthen the hands. But if your nails are too long, then you can always just take some weights and do the push-ups like this, there. But the weights are also useful for other things as well. Now, when you're doing a bicep curl, all too often I see people, they're doing bicep curls and their arms look like this. You need to go a straight line from here to the knuckles. So that must be straight there. And then you curl it in from there, always curling it in. Okay, you're not going to let it all hang out like that. You want to curl it in and release, and curling it in and release. Obviously, bicep curl, we're doing it from here, curling it in and release. So get the wrists working at the same time. If you have a bit of a problem with maybe elbows, and this is a strange one, that you work your hands but it works your elbow, just placing your arm onto something, a firm surface, and holding the weight like that. This time we are going to pull the hand back up, so bringing the knuckles back towards your bicep and lowering it down. So you're just working into that wrist there and down, and pulling it back and down and back and down. Okay, so the hands and feet are two of the things that you use most, apart from your tongue probably, in the daily basis. So make sure that you're giving them the best that you can at every single stage of the day, especially when you're doing exercise. Get it right for them and they will take you through life happily.